Welcome to Deep Thought. We need more leaders, fewer speakers. I'm gonna tell you what, an issue I've seen really for decades, just paying attention. You can have so many people speak on the issues. They great orators. I mean, they can fire up a crowd, but they're not leaders though. Because sometimes one of the things in this general society, we confuse an entertaining speaker with a great leader. No, they're just an entertaining speaker. If you look at a lot of speakers, whether it's on the pulpit, campaign trail, or on some videos, yeah, you got some dynamic speakers, but are they leaders? And that's the issue. And shoot, I could call names, but I ain't gonna be mean. They can speak, they can articulate some stuff. Hey, they can make it entertaining and everything. Hey, you wanna pass the basket around. You know what though? Are they leaders though? See, a leader is not necessarily a great speaker. A leader might not necessarily wanna be in front of a crowd articulating everything. Might not be able to do so, but they lead. See, a leader, they do two things. They see the path ahead and they will walk it, but then they do so in service of the people. You have many great leaders, people with great leadership skills, but they're not charismatic speakers. Now, I'm gonna get into some who can be both, and that's powerful. But a great leader, or someone who's a leader, they lead by example. They show the way. Something that used to be said, maybe it's still said in some circles, the best sermon is an example. They set an example. They set an example. They say, hey, this is what you should do. In fact, encountered people who maybe work in a community. They might be community activists. They could be teachers. Some people just say, hey, I'm gonna make a difference. They are leaders because they're showing a different way. But then I've met some, like I said, they might not be able to talk or speak in front of a large crowd in an entertaining manner. Now, I've met plenty of those too. But then you start looking at it, you're just like, okay, yeah, that was entertaining, but they didn't give a solution. Now, it's powerful if someone can do both. And you got some leaders who can do both, yeah. Yeah, they can articulate some stuff, but then they say, boom, this is how we're going to do it. And then they can motivate people to do it. But those are rare. Those charismatic leaders. Those are rare, though. And yeah, we could use some more of those. But we need leaders, period. We need leaders, period. We need someone who's going to walk the path. We need somebody who's going to show us, hey, this is how y'all should do things. And they don't have to tell us, they just live it. Let me give you an example. When I was 5 years old, I was living with my grandparents. Just before we moved, me and my mother and sister moved to Anacostia. We were living in the Petworth area. And so I was living with my grandmother and my step-grandfather. And my step-grandfather, he worked as a security guard at the Pentagon. He had a uniform and everything. And I'm 5 years old. I'm thinking he's a cop, and that was cool. But it was interesting something he used to do when he was getting ready for work. He worked a night shift. So I'd be sitting in the bedroom with him while he was getting ready. And he'd be smoothing his uniform, and he would have a stern look on his face. He wouldn't say anything to me, wouldn't even look at me. He had a stern look. And then he would smooth out the crease in his pants, straighten out his stuff, smooth out the crease. You know what I did? I would sit there and smooth out the crease in my pants, whatever they were. They didn't really have a crease, but I was acting like I was doing the same thing, and then I'd walk him down to the end of the corner to where he'd go to his car, and he just going to work. And I thought about that years later. That did a lot because, hey, a brother, not so much now because they ain't necessarily cool to have those creases, or at least in regular pants now, still in slacks, crease your slacks. But, I was thinking about it, I was like, man, I'm a killer with that ironing board. And I thought about, where did I get, I got it from my step-grandfather. But see, he was actually leading without saying. He didn't say, hey, Romy, because they called me Romy. I was a little. He wasn't saying, oh, well, this is what you should do. He didn't say a word to me. Like I said, he knew I was there, but he didn't even look at me. He's provided an example. See, that's what a leader does. You know, they don't just say stuff. See, you got a lot of speakers, they'll say stuff, but you do some digging, they don't live what they say. How's that leading? A leader leads by example. A leader leads. A leader is in true service to the people. True service. You know, they're not just speaking for entertainment or get some money or all that stuff. A leader's going to go out there and do the work. Like I said, I've met individuals who work in the communities and teachers, and they're actually doing real work. Those are leaders. They're going to take the lead. You know, it could be, and, you know, it don't have to be an organization or anything. It could be a business person who say, okay, I'm gonna do my business this way. And, you know, other people say, hey, we should try that too. And it's not like they copying the business, but how they doing stuff, how are they interacting with their customers. That's a leader, you know. A spiritual leader, a true spiritual leader will live. Like you got some ministers, let's be real. You got some ministers, priests, imams out here. Yeah, they can give you the word or whatever they're going to give you and say, hey, this is how you should behave. It sounds good. They made it sound good, but then you start digging and they doing a complete opposite. That's not a leader. A true leader is going to give you the word or what, you know, whatever it is in your particular path, and they're going to show through their actions that they're living that. That's a leader. And that's what we need out here, because we really do. Because most people, you know, most people aren't leaders. Most people are looking for someone to lead them. We need the correct leaders. Not someone who speaks good. Like, even though that'd be a great thing. Hey, if they got that too. But we don't need somebody who's going to say one thing and they doing something else. We need the leaders. And yeah, we have some, but we need more. Because it's not all about the great, you know, with the leader with millions of followers. Sometimes that leader could just be someone living well in a neighborhood. You know, maybe it's that man who's like, you know, he's there with his family and he's the only father in an impoverished neighborhood. And you got all these young guys, but then they could see how he's living and he can become a father figure. That's what we need on those levels. I want y'all to think about that, all right? Really think about that. We need more leaders out here. We need more people to show the way. So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.